Good evening. My name is Janelle Watts, and I'm currently pursuing a MSc in Public Sector Management. Tonight, my task is to present my practicum summary and lessons learned. It is my final presentation. The presentation will take the following format, and it is my hope that at the end of it, you will have a clearer understanding of my journey and what I was able to accomplish. To recap, the topic for my research, as you are aware, is the role and relevance of credit unions in developing economies, the Antigua and Barbuda case study. This is based on the increased focus on credit unions and the expanding services they offer, along with the increase in membership over time. The practicum took place at the Antigua and Barbuda Cooperative League Limited, which is the umbrella organization for credit unions in Antigua and Barbuda. Looking back at the experience, it was a good one, and it was both worthwhile and eye-opening. The organizational chart now presented for the league is depicted with the affiliates being listed at the top. They come together at the annual general meeting, which is the highest decision-making body. This is based on the bylaws of the league, Article 12.1, which states that the supreme authority in the league is vested in the general meeting of members, at which every member has a right to attend and vote on all questions in a manner hereinafter appearing subject to the provisions of Article 9.1. The org chart is at the 31st of January 2019. Appointed at the annual general meeting is the board of directors, which consists of 7 persons from the varying credit unions. They deal with the policy direction of the league, and under them is the supervisory and compliance committee, which is made up of 3 credit unions, and they are chosen randomly to sit on the committee. This committee acts as the internal audit function of the league. Next in line is the organizational arm, the operational arm of the organization, which is comprised of the office manager, who deals with the day-to-day running of the organization. And next you have the various subcommittees of volunteers, who have varying functions to ensure that the mandate regarding their particular area of expertise is carried out. Reporting directly to the office manager are 2 other staff members, one for training and accounts, and the other is an administrative clerk. The structure of the league is in keeping with the governance structure of credit unions in general. Based on the internship, it is my estimation that the previously articulated focus was achieved and in some instances surpassed my expectations. Similarly, the objectives, in my estimation, have been met, and as you can see, they both have been highlighted here for ease of reference. Looking at the theoretical framework, it is based on the dynamic ordinary least squares model, which is an econometric model used to analyze data. It looks at the relationship between variables and the impact that changes in one or more have on the other. The next is the PERS financial standards. These are the world standard measure for performance of credit unions, and as stated before, the acronym PERS is identified as protection, effective, financial structure, asset quality, rates of return and costs, liquidity and signs of growth. As well, open-ended questions from the interviews and questionnaires. They will be tabulated and presented to support the overall findings of the research. It should be noted here that because of the lack of availability of data and the and in order to get a fair comparison of economic conditions, the years 2010 to 2019 will be used throughout the analysis. In addition, the PERS ratio would only be recorded and published by the were only being recorded and published by all credit unions in Antigua and Barbuda recently. The articles presented before will still be incorporated into the research. However, the Financial Stability Report from the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank for the years 2017 and 18 were also used to gather data and assist in the analysis of the data. The methodology that was proposed was executed and for the most part was successful. Having completed my internship, I think that I have a better appreciation for the credit union sector in Antigua and Barbuda and the importance of the League to provide the opportunity or a platform to share ideas as well as to coordinate expansive approaches to the advancement of the sector. Having gone through the process of gathering data, I also found that a number of persons did not know much about credit unions apart from they giving loans, taking deposits, and you can save there. As a result, more needs to be done to sensitize the public about the value of the sector, the contribution it gives to the economy, and the importance to support the sector so that it can continue to grow. I also learned that volunteers are important, not only to fill vacancies, but to move the credit union forward. One manager is quoted as saying, "Yes, ideas from staff are important to grow the credit union, but if there is no strategic nor innovative view from the top, then the work will invariably be in vain." Knowing and understanding the role of volunteers, though it can be considered common knowledge, needs to be expounded upon, not just to the current crop of volunteers, but perhaps to the membership at large, in order to effect meaningful change regarding the type of members who put themselves up for office, as well as to widen the pool to choose from. Regarding the regulatory framework that the credit unions have to operate in, even though the sector by and large is conforming to the requirements, there is still a toss-up as to being overregulated versus finding the right fit for the sector. More analysis needs to be done to determine the best way forward, since it is the opinion of some that if credit unions want to compete with banks in terms of offering similar services and products, then they should be regulated like the banks. There is also a need for continuous follow-up and monitoring because things seemingly get lost in translation. Lack of follow-up invariably translates to missing timelines, which in turn would have a lasting ripple effect. There are other points that came out of this entire process that were beyond the scope of this practicum, and it is my hope that more academic and analytical work can be done for the sector to highlight the importance of the sector and the need for increased support from the entire community, from the policymakers right down to the average person. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the management and staff at the League for the welcome extended to me and the willingness to allow me to work with them for the time. And the last slide is made up of the references that were used to prepare this presentation. Thank you.